Hey kids, it's Trailer Talk. That's right, the show where 6 self-proclaimed experts nerd out on trailers from their unique points of view. Editing, sound design, production, marketing, and acting. This week, Dune. The new one, not the old one. Hey everybody, Nolan North here, joined by my Retro Replay pals. We got PJ, Drew, Pagan, Steph, and Paul, and we're talking trailers. Today, it's Dune. Guys, I don't know who wants to go first. You know what, Drew? You're just, I know you're nerding out about this movie, so I'm going to let you go. But before I let you go, I'm going to give a background in the spirit of Dune. I think it'll be,
yeah. Nice. Yeah. I like it. I like it.
I'm Timothy Chalamet, but older. All right. Drew, tell us what you thought.
No, I love it. Well, I'm super nerd. Anything epic sci-fi, especially Dune is like, you know, it goes way back. I mean, it's going to be hard to beat the original, right? With directed by David Lynch, right? So right there, you have a high bar. But why don't we watch the trailer? We'll do some reactions, and that way we can kind of go at it fresh. So let me bring that up here. Here we go.
There's something happening to me. There's something awakening in my mind. I can't control it. What did you see? There's a crusade coming. Do you often dream things that happen just as you dreamed them? Yes.
Dude, I love him. I love everything he does.
The test is simple. Remove your hand from the box. And you die.
I love the coloring. It's insane.
Yeah. What's in the box?
Oh crap!
Alto's head.
Too much power. You have proven you can rule yourself.
Oh wow. Yes.
Now you must learn to rule others. Something none of your ancestors learned.
And the cast.
So
this is
amazing,
what I wanted
right?
Star Wars to look like.
Yeah.
He's getting a richer one. He'll lose that one too.
The costume design is amazing.
Yeah. Look at the scope.
It really sets the tone.
Arrakis is a death trap. Kill him.
Yeah, that's great. I love that.
Skarsgård.
Extermination.
Whoa.
They're taking my family off one by one.
Let's fight like demons.
Aquaman's in this?
Yeah.
An animal caught in a trap will gnaw off its own leg to escape. What will you do?
Think this is going to help Chalamet's career?
I know you.
Yeah.
Does it need help?
Yeah, good point. That's a good shot. Skarsgård looks amazing in this.
Yeah. Doesn't even look like himself.
Even does Momoa without the beard.
The future. I can see it.
Batista, you pretty much can pick out of a lineup anywhere.
I must not fear. Fear is
Spice.
the mind killer.
My Lord Duke.
Where the fear is gone, only I will remain.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
I love how they saved the worm to the end.
I mean, no.
What?
Yes.
Because the first time you watch it, it's all you're waiting for is, what's the worm going to look like? What's the worm going to look like?
You know what it's going to look like? A huge butthole.
You would go there. You got one ugly butthole, dude. But you've looked at a lot of ugly buttholes.
Oh, wow.
You know you're in trouble when your butthole has teeth.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
That was incredible.
No, that was awesome. That was freaking awesome. That definitely is one where I don't know during COVID what you're going to do, but I can't watch that on a TV screen. Like I need to go into the place. I'll line up for that. I want it the biggest screen I can, the best sound. Like if you don't watch that in a movie theater, I think it's going to lose something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one of those pictures,
Sure.
right? That has the scope and the size and just the visuals are just stunning. That you're absolutely right. That's like IMAX that's first weekend IMAX to me.
Yeah.
And I don't like going anywhere. You guys know me. I don't go anywhere. But that's the kind of thing going, yeah, I think that there's been a couple movies like that I didn't get to see in the theater and kind of regretted it. And that's one that I definitely want to, I think that's, grab your popcorn, get your drink, your heroin, and sit down and enjoy that ride.
Your spice.
I always take heroin to a movie theater. Great.
Always. I mean,
just the ones with the reclining seat.
just to sprinkle it over the popcorn, right?
Right.
But Drew, you're a
What
big
year
Star
did the
Wars
original-
fan. Don't you want
What year-
like I wanted Star Wars to look like that when I saw the trailer. Like I wanted that feeling from when they did the Star Wars reboot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and to be fair, Star Wars looked great, but I think
That looks insane.
yeah, like the art direction, the style, right? Everything. I mean, I agree with everything. For me, I'm biased here, right? Like this trailer could have been shot like just one shot. It could have been the sandworm and just shown the title and the date, and I'm in, right? Like I don't need anything else. I'm buying the IMAX ticket. I'm getting the like extra large bucket of popcorn, like Nolan said. I'm gonna make sure I go to the bathroom right before the trailer starts, so I don't miss anything. Like I'm never leaving.
Or wear a diaper. Just wear a diaper.
Yeah, it depends.
The adult
I
diaper
always wear
method.
depends to the best movies. It just you find.
Good look.
Yeah, I'm all in. I mean, to be clear, and I'll get into this a little bit later. The trailer isn't great for me. Like, I don't know why. It's visually it looks great. There's some things about it, but as a trailer, I think it's kind of lacking in some areas. But I think it does a great job of showing us that this is going to be just an epic film, right? Like visually, the cast is just insane. So
Yeah, can you see the contract to get that trailer? Okay, Jason Momoa, I've got to be in the trailer for at least 7 seconds. Okay, well, if he's in the trailer for 7 seconds, then my boy needs to be in there for 8. Oh, yes, but she's the star of the movie. She's not coming in. She needs to be in that trailer for 9 seconds. And there's somebody timing their faces on that trailer.
Wait, is this a thing?
Oh,
like I didn't know about this. This is a thing where like managers will fight for screen time in a trailer?
And they'll even negotiate their pictures on the posters and who they can be and how big their picture is on a poster compared to somebody else's. Oh my God, it's a nightmare.
What?
Jason Momoa's
Oh my
face
God, I
is
didn't
just
know
going to
that.
be giant on that poster. It's going to be like just huge. It'll be no one else. It'll be just like little dots around Jason Momoa.
Yes.
This is the director Dennis Villeneuve. The scope of this was so big. This the original book and everything, that this is a 2-part film.
Yeah.
This you just saw like part 1. So
It is a 2-parter.
yeah, it's going to be a 2-parter apparently. But I like the trailer for a couple of reasons. I love the fact that like it felt like a sci-fi version of Game of Thrones for some reason. It just maybe the music and the coloring and everything. It just had that feel of the family, and I don't know. I just fire, sand, butthole monsters. I mean, what more could you want?
Exactly.
But the reason why I want to see that is like when you talk, and can we talk about the technical stuff now? That movie was shot practical.
Oh,
That's not in a green box movie. They went to the desert to shoot the desert scenes. They had to make riggings up there to fly the camera up because it's not a background drop down. Chalamet said on the entire movie he shot 2 green scenes.
Wow.
that's
That's
so
amazing.
cool.
2 green scenes. So everything is practical. They shot in the desert. They built those sets. They went and now that's fine. But what makes that even crazier difficult? Did you see the lighting in those shots?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They had trailer trucks of lights pulled up into those locations to get that quality of light on some of the shots. Now that's probably why it's darker in a lot of scenes, but for that movie to be shot so practical, I mean, obviously the worm wasn't, But
that's unfortunate. I was really looking forward to seeing him at Con.
Yeah.
If you look at some of the behind the scenes things on the rigging they had to do to shoot that practically, those desert scenes, like where the camera comes up behind them while they're out, he's actually standing on the rock. They're overlooking the desert, and there's got the cameraman's on wires, and they lift him up to get the shot, as opposed to just having them in green screen and dropping the image.
That's insane.
I hope this becomes more of a trend, because I know, like the last 3 Star Wars did that shot as much as they could practical, but I think it adds so much realism. And, I hate when you're watching something, it looks like you're watching and it's animated.
Yeah.
Well, what about from an acting POV? I mean, Nolan, like you did all that mocapping, like you're all in little bubbly suits running around as opposed to acting in the desert. What, as an actor, how do you feel if you got a practical set versus a green box?
Oh, I think they're doing something, it depends obviously on the scope of what you're trying to do, but you always want you prefer the practical as an actor. I mean, at least I do, and everyone I know does. And where we feel it the most in mocap and like Uncharted stuff like that is, Alec Guinness was a famous actor that was very famously liked to create his characters from the outside in. So it started with the wardrobe. My dad actually took a page out of his book when he was in college. He did a Shakespearean play, and he had to play a weak character. And Alec Guinness did this on stage, and he. The Shakespearean, they would wear like tights, and in the costume, and he ordered them like 2-3 sizes too big, so his legs looked skinnier. They were, they had folds and were loose on his legs, so it made him feel skinnier. If you're playing a king and you have the cape and the crown, there's a way your posture and things can change. Looking at the costuming in this movie. That armor and that stuff, if you're in a mocap suit, you're not going to feel the weight of that stuff. You're not going to, when you have a big fake plastic, they do use pretty good props. But I remember, for instance, even with Uncharted, when we always had a gun and we used to have to go bang. And they, because when they weren't shooting our mouth, and you'd have to say bang so the person you shoot can react. We ended up getting air pistols in the later sequences, and it made such a difference when you could actually pull that trigger, feel the tension in the trigger, and pop, and feel like a little pop of air, and the person had something like that to react to. So just something as simple as that's practical, it makes a huge difference. So to actually be on location and shoot, and there obviously production-wise, there's all kinds of issues that can come up.
Quarter page a day.
Weather, light, right? All kinds of things like that. But as an actor and as a performer,
sound too.
You are in the moment at just another level.
When they do all that practical shooting, they got to do a lot of ADR, don't they, Paul? Which I despise.
Yeah, but then
ADR is so tough.
But then again, though, if you're shooting everything on a stage with green screens, a lot of that dialogue is completely unusable. Because the space is wrong, so it kind of can go both ways. But if you've got a bunch of rigging and stuff that's making noise, they got an ADR at all. Like I think that all of the Lord of the Rings was like something like 95% ADR.
Wow.
No way.
Yeah. This is probably
it was like it's an astronomical number. Yeah.
We'll have to call Sean Astin and ask him.
Yeah.
Bring him in.
But imagine that, having to ADR all those lines. It's incredible.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like Paul, from a trailer, like just looking at the trailer, I mean, what are your thoughts? I mean, not only from from a production standpoint, how they shot it, from an ADR standpoint, but just from a trailer, the sound design, it uses a lot of the trailer tropes, but I think there's something interesting.
Yeah,
here.
It does.
And for me, it was the music. What do you think?
Well, that's interesting that you bring that up, because what I'm noticing, a big trend in trailers now is taking old songs and people are remaking them and making them much more dramatic or and I think that's a really cool thing. I think anytime you hear something familiar, it can rope you in. And it's like, oh, I know that. So I don't know. Of course, I noticed that, but I thought that was cool, the song that they used. Yeah. sound design in trailers, I mean, is always pretty amazing, or usually.
Yeah. I noticed that the music, I couldn't place it at first because it's different. Right. And I was like, I've heard that before. And I had to Google it before we jumped on this call. And it's Pink Floyd's Eclipse from Dark Side of the Moon. And apparently, I think it was Hans Zimmer. He re-recorded it with like a choir, like a live choir, and actually redid the sound. Like, so it's almost like completely different, So it's the same, but obviously, different in his perspective. Done specifically for this trailer. Like they actually made that for this, which I thought was really fascinating. And also, like, to me, I don't know why, but the music actually pulled me out of it. I don't know why. It was one of those moments.
Really?
Only because it sets this tone that I'm not sure I wanted with this film.
A little love story, like in the beginning. It really pushed a love story vibe. I thought the music did.
So here's what's going on. To me, the music feels really epic. Like you have this choir, this chanting almost, and this kind of like building score. It feels so like there's a lot going on in the music, and visually there's so much going on. Like it's so epic, and there's like things are happening so fast. Like it feels overwhelming almost, So the trailer to me, like it starts to like become jarring because of its overwhelmingness, because of the music, because of what's going on visually, and probably the way it's shot. I almost feel like they needed less music, or less is more here. I think more just traditional sound or traditional trailer beats would have maybe been more helpful to get me excited about and more pay more attention to the music, or sorry, not the music, pay more attention to the visuals and the characters and the story they're trying to tell, because I don't even remember the VO because the music is so just like, whoa, like I actually don't even remember.
There wasn't a VO.
Well, there was.
It's Timothy, Timothy
right?
kind of giving his story, like talking. Like
dialogue, that's right. Sorry.
Yeah, dialogue.
Yeah, it's dialogue from the film.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know why. I thought the trailer could have been better, I guess is my opinion.
Really?
But
really,
but don't get me wrong, it's still insane. Like I said, I'm in. Like they had me Dune.
You're just butthurt. You're butthurt because it looks better in Star Wars. That's why.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, you're butthurt.
I'm going to be an outlier here and say I'm actually not. I'm not really interested in the movie, believe it or not, because I think I saw the first one. I don't remember what year the first one came out. But like I just didn't. Was it?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was disappointed in the form. The one with Sting. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but by the way, I don't. Who doesn't think like Kyle MacLachlan or Sting's going to show up in this somewhere? It's almost like they're just
Sting. I don't know. Worm.
Yes, I was just going to say that.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I should have auditioned for that.
When does it come out? Can we go to the movie theater, or is this I'm going to be stuck watching this on my TV?
I believe it's October 2021.
Yeah, hopefully
so
we'll be movie theaters.
The current set date is
yeah.
I'm sure there's a state in here in the U.S. that you can go find it.
Yeah,
we'll let you in
for sure. For sure.
Run in, no mask required.
Well, Steph, what did you think? Well, I mean, like from your POV, what are you excited about this?
Oh, I'm excited. I mean, I'm new to the whole Dune story. I remember when they first were talking about it and I saw pictures from the sets and I was like, oh, this looks really cool. And I like sci-fi. So I was like, I'm down. And so, I mean, I don't know much by the story, but just watching the trailer, I feel like you get introduced to everybody that you're supposed to get introduced, and then their storyline. And it is, I mean, to me, I feel like it romanticizes the story as far as like imagery goes. And it's all very fast-paced cuts, but there's a lot of fades. Like it just imagery, like wise, it looks really nice. And then you've got the color. I love like Zendaya's blue eyes and just how it pops against like the blue or brown background. I don't know. So I'm excited. And I agree with you too on that music. Like I think if it was a little softer and there's a little less of it, maybe I feel like even if it was like a slower paced song, it might have driven it. But I think it definitely amps up like the excitement, especially if you are a fan of this movie and, you know, the characters and everything in it. Like, I think it definitely amps it up for something big as far as story wise. And I'm excited. I didn't know that there's 2 parts. So, hey, 2 movies.
It's a hard story to do because the book is, I mean, if you've read the book, you can just like, you read the book, like, how do you make a movie out of this?
Yeah.
It's just, that's why I think why the first one failed is because it just didn't get close to Herbert's idea. It's a political, what would you call it? Like it's a giant, I think this would be better than, correct me if I'm wrong, a TV series.
I actually thought that too. I thought, even looking at the trailer, I'm like, I want to watch this for like a year. You know,
multiple years. Like I want to get into it in the politics and the backstory, because it's really, the book itself is generational. You know what I mean? Like, how thick is that book? It's beefy. Yeah. It's just too hard to do in a movie. And of course he had to do it here in 2 parts.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they apparently HBO Max is putting out a prequel series. So set in the world, and it's called like Dune. I think it's called Dune, the Sisterhood. So it kind of goes into the background of like that, they're kind of like, not witches, they're seers kind of, right. In that world, right. They kind of like have like visions of sorts, in the spice is part of the reason of that. But, no, this is not spoiler cast. I mean, if you know, but yeah, I think you're right, PJ. I completely agree. I think it's just I think after watching the movie, we're going to be like, I want more of this. Like it's such a cool world. He built such a cool universe. And
the original books when it came out, original story when it came out in 1965, it was actually serialized. It didn't come out first as a book. It came out as 2 separate serials in the magazine, the sci-fi magazines they used to do at the time. So it would be cool to go back, get those, and then divide the series up and do it that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or make it a video game. This is another one I would sit there and go, stop making video games into movies. Take a cool movie and make it a game. This could be this could be an epic multiple, franchise, like a franchise multiple game kind of thing.
Well, there's 5 sequels to this, right? In the book series, there's 5 sequels.
Is it 5? Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Is it that many?
Yeah. I got it up here. Is it Dune Messiah, Children of Dune, God Emperor of Dune, Heretics of Dune. Yeah. And then something else. I can't even see what that is. So I don't know if it's successful, it'll keep going. I mean, you can see in the trailer, they certainly went to make sure that it was multicultural, that it could be good for foreign markets as well. And that's always important these days, especially with streaming going so global. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm pumped, but I need to see it in a movie theater. I need my popcorn. I need to go to one of those like really expensive movie theaters where they feed me and tuck me in with a little napkin and wipe my mouth as I spill and bring me wine.
Pagan, do you have any like thoughts too? I mean, I love it. I mean, are you a big sci-fi person or is this in your wheelhouse?
I'm okay. I do enjoy sci-fi. It's just that I don't enjoy like Star Wars. Okay, let's just get that out of the way. So I don't really enjoy that. I'm very sorry.
Can we edit that? Can we?
Yeah.
Right. You just killed like 90% of the audience that would normally watch.
I don't think we should
anymore, Drew.
I don't think we should air this. I don't like Star Wars.
I'm surprised your screen didn't go blank there.
Never happened.
Even if you don't admit that.
I know, right? Yeah.
Chewbacca is awesome. Yeah.
No, I mean, I enjoyed The Return of the Jedi, and that was
great.
I didn't hate that. So
it's because of the Ewoks, isn't it?
Yeah,
no, that's when I checked out. I'm sorry. I'm with you.
No, in general, for this film, like I do enjoy sci-fi. And when I was watching the trailer at first, I didn't know anything about Dune. I'm going to come out and say that I am not like a fan of this series. I didn't read the book. I didn't see the original. So the whole like when it kind of comes up at the end and says Dune and everyone's like, oh my God. I didn't obviously have that response. But as soon as the trailer came on, it reminded me of Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I like this. This is great. I'm very into this. And the costume is fantastic. And the lighting and the tone is great. The only thing about the trailer that I probably would remove is the beginning with like Zendaya and Timothy, because I just feel like it's like, here's a bit of romance. Now we'll tell you what the actual film is about. And then
they went for the women's audience there.
Exactly. And I felt like it was a bit contrived. And I was like, oh, I kind of wish that whole bit wasn't in the trailer. It could be in the movie, but not in the trailer. But then maybe she would have had much of a part in it.
It could have been in the trailer, maybe, Pagan, but not right up front.
Yeah.
Something about it right up front was kind of, it took me in the wrong direction, because then it was like, then we took the left turn into Funville.
Yeah.
I think they do a lot of that for dynamics, right? You know, they want to do this build. So
And there's
That's probably-
fantastic, there's some fantastic pacing in this trailer in terms of like, you'll get a moment of peace or a fade, and then you'll get like an army shot or a combat shot or like an army lining up shot. And I thought those are kind of really nice contrasts, and it like quickened and slowed the pace quite well in the whole trailer. I disagree about the music. I enjoyed the music. I thought it was a great build. I like Hans Zimmer. I thought it was amazing. And just the style of this really did hype me up for, I guess, the title screen. Even though I didn't know what this was, I was like, no, I'm intrigued. I'm watching this. And I would like to watch this in IMAX, but fully popcorn and everything. If I can bring alcohol, great.
Can you make an epic movie without Hans Zimmer anymore? Like,
no, he's
how
amazing.
Rich is that guy? How rich is that guy? Like, every move, it's Hans Zimmer.
He's the John Williams of this era. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Your accent's not that strong in Irish though, but like, would you watch subtitles with that for the English?
Yeah.
Because
sometimes it's really hard to hear you guys. So when I'm nodding and smiling, it's just because I don't understand what you're saying in American.
PJ watches in Canadian subtitles. It just goes sorry. Well, there it is, Drew. The Dune trailer. I think we've. I think
nothing left. We had digged up every worm.
We've uncovered the worm.
Yeah.
It's at the bottom of the bottle.
and it's it looks like a toothy butthole. So,
we give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, it sounds like everybody wants to see
give it a thumbs in. I'm looking for. I will say this. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it. I like films like this. This is a movie theater movie, and that excites me. So I'm all in.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement there too. Yeah, I think everybody was like, we're seeing this in IMAX, except Paul. It's kind of like, man.
Except for me.
Paul will pass on this one.
Paul's like, I'd rather go outside.
At least I like Star Wars.
That's true.
Look at him cozy up to
fired.
I know. Yeah.
Shots fired.
Ass kisser.
Oh, nice.
There you go. That's Dune. Go see it.
Hey, everybody, thank you for watching, listening, or however you're taking this in. If you want us to talk about a movie or a game or a TV trailer from today or yesteryear, I don't care, old classic, just let us know in the comments below. Also, if you really like what we're doing, please subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you'd like to support us, you can do so by using the join button below. All right? Do it. Don't be scared. Don't be scared.